Hey everyone, sorry we've got a little bit of a late start here today. You know, that things just happened and had to start closing everything down on my lovely computer. So glad that you guys are here with us. And, you know, we've got this really big announcement. And as you guys can see, I've got two amazing women with me here as well. So I have with me Suzanne Davis and Terry Grigsby because they are a big part of this announcement. And I know that some of you are just joining us right now. So here's what I would like you guys to do. I would like you to introduce who you are, where you're from, and what it is that you tutor. Awesome stuff here, you guys. So I'm also going to go onto my phone and I'm going to get into my YouTube so that I can see everything that you guys are posting. And I'm on like several devices here when I run this whole like shindig here. It's amazing. It's amazing like how many resources and tools you need to keep it all going. So I am now hoping that I can see myself live inside of here, which it's not showing me live in here right now. Oh, yes, it is. It's down there. Got it. Yay! We are in. All right. So if you are here, it looks like we've got lots of great people joining us. All right. So let me, all right, I got to turn off my computer's talking to me now. Hold up. All right. All right, we're just gonna close that out. There we go. Now we don't have to have the double talking going on. Woo! It's so weird when you hear your own voice talking to yourself. And you're like, why am I talking to myself? You guys have like the video thing that's going on and you're like, why am I talking to myself? So weird.
And yet I do it all the time.
And then you have to like pause yourself. I'm constantly having to pause myself, you guys. It's so funny. So we've got Vance in here. He is from Oxford. Is that like Oxford, like in like England? Oxford? Well, I used to have like a little town by me that was called Oxford, but it was in Massachusetts. So where in Oxford? Is like the Oxford? Like I think like England. Anybody else? Do you guys think England?
Yeah, I think
Oxford?
England.
And I think like Oxford University, like, so he teaches math, physics, and stats. We've got Dea in the house. She's from South Africa, and she wants to tutor travel English. Oh, that's cool.
That is so cool. That is such a great niche for learning English.
It really is, because who doesn't want to travel and know the language of the country where they're traveling, right?
Right.
So cool. And then we've got Alan in the house. Woo, woo, Alan Sao. I can say his name now. I hope I said it right. I'm really upset at myself if I didn't. And I'm like all like congratulating myself, like, oh, I did it right. Oh yeah. And then all of a sudden, like I get a message later from Alan being like, no, you totally killed my name. that would stink. We've got Anne from Colorado. She's an online reading tutor. Awesome. We've got Lisa hanging out. We just got to see Lisa, didn't we, Terry?
Yes, we did.
And we've got, it's Mississippi. Okay, it's not like the Oxford. It's Mississippi, south of Memphis. Okay. Ole Miss. Okay, well that's
it's still very nice.
It's very cool. At least it's warmer there than it is here in Wisconsin. I like that. I like that. So glad that you guys are able to join us. Oh, we've got Sharon from California.
Hey,
just Sharon as well. Awesome. All right. So I know I've been like hinting at this big news. I've given people like little sneak peeks here and there of like what this big news is. And for a lot of you guys, like you've heard that with my tutoring business, my online reading tutoring business, that I work like 20 hours a week with my online tutoring business. And then I help tutors like the other 40 hours a week. That doesn't add, does it? Like
most a lot of hours.
Yeah. Like we think like a 40-hour work week. Like, no, I'm totally not doing a 40-hour work week. I am putting in more like
sounds like a math problem.
It sounds like a math problem, doesn't it? Yes.
Yes.
And I've always loved all of it. I love working with my students and I love working with tutors. And there's absolutely no way I'm giving up working with tutors. And so I've decided that I'm really going to take this business here to the next level and support you guys in an even higher, better way. And so I got my business name this year. It is called the Online Tutor Coach LLC. You may started seeing me posting that around. I am going through some rebranding, but it's not all about me anymore, you guys. It's about a team of us being able to help you with your tutoring business. And I have to tell you, I was so excited when Suzanne and Terry said that they wanted to be on this team with me. And I was like, yes. So the last time I like put on out there, like saying, hey, you guys, so I'm taking people for one-on-one coaching. I had this like amazing response. I had 50 people fill out an application for one-on-one coaching. And I was like, okay, well, I can only handpick 10 because I only have 10 spots at this point that I can do that. Because I was working so much with students at the time, I was still kind of book solid with my reading tutoring students and all of the other things that I got going on with the Insider Secrets Club. And I was like, oh my gosh, there is a need here to be able to help people in a bigger way. Like a lot of us, we need somebody just to show us, like one person, just show me, just help me with what it is that I'm struggling with. And I knew at that point, like Terry's eyes were like, so what did you do with all those other people? I'm like, well, I couldn't take them on. Like there was nothing I could do. And I was like, but why? Like, why? Like, this has always been my dream, you guys. My dream has been able to serve you guys in an even bigger way and to be able to help you guys with your businesses. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. So each of us has like our own like specialty, our own niche that we really like helping other tutors with. And I think that we really complement each other. And there's a couple more people that are coming down the pipeline. Right now, we are kind of testing the grounds here and seeing, how much of a need is there? How much do people really want this? And at the same time, being able to give our best services to them as possible. So Suzanne Davis, she is our amazing blogging and Pinterest expert. Woo! Can I get a boom cha? Boom cha. Yeah, if you guys are listening, you know that boom cha in the whole like texting world, emoji world, there is a fist and a firework. So feel free to put your boom cha on inside of there. And we've got Terry Grigsby Great, who is our guerrilla marketing expert. Woo! Where some people might be like, well, what is guerrilla marketing? That means like if you needed students as of yesterday, she's got strategies that will help you get started. And
can I just say before you keep going that I didn't know what guerrilla marketing was till I asked you, and I realized that's what I'm doing. That's all.
Yes. Gorilla actually has nothing to do with an actual gorilla.
Despite how I look, no.
Oh, stop. Oh my gosh. So, and my favorite area to be able to help tutors is really creating that funnel for being able to get students finding you automatically. So I am naming myself the funnel hacker because I'm going to make sure that all of your ducks are in a row as you get started or as you want to grow your business so that people can find you accidentally. So we all have like this special, like awesome niche. There's people that when they start working with us, like if I'm working with somebody one-on-one, might be like, you know what, if you're choosing to go the blogging route, like Suzanne is going to be your go-to girl, or if people are like, oh my gosh, I'm like in a dire need like situation, I'm gonna be like, Terry is your go-to girl. Like she will be able to help you find, those clients and that you needed as of like yesterday. As long as you're willing to put in the elbow grease and the work, you'll be able to get her done. So I'm more like that long-term strategist. Terry is that short-term strategist, but those students do stay long-term. So it's not like you only have them for like a little while, right? And Suzanne is she's like the writing guru when it comes to our community and expert. So I'm really excited about this, and I'd love to know like what your thoughts are about all of this, you guys. So tell us, like, what are you guys thinking inside of the chat? Are you excited that we're able to grow, offer more services, help you in bigger, better ways? We'll be able to offer more trainings for you guys. We're going to be able to get deeper into content because, as you know, like you can't be an expert in everything, right? And so that's really my goal is I want to make sure that I'm providing the right services and the right help for you guys so that you can get the results that you want. And most of us, we want that book solid business, whether our book solid is 5 students, 10 students, 15 students, 40 students, whatever that book solid looks like for you. Or if you want to do the group coaching and you're like, no, I want 100 students. I want 200 students. That's cool too. We are here to help you and guide you. So awesome. It is big news for the group because it means like this group is going to continue to grow in bigger and better ways as well. We're going to be able to connect with authentic people inside of our group that are passionate about, getting their tutoring businesses to the place that they want it to be. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about all of this. I think this is absolutely so much fun. And let's see, I want to introduce you guys specifically to each of these amazing women. And, we've created these special courses to really kind of start slowly introducing this idea that we've got some other amazing experts inside of this community. And so we've been having a blogging and Pinterest and Tailwind course with Suzanne Davis, where she's been showing people how to go about the blogging, how to, format your blog, how to come up with content for your blog, and then how to use Pinterest as a way to share that information, get that word on out there, and then use Tailwind to be able to get other people to share your blogs and your posts and all of that. And it's been an amazing course. Lots of people have given so much positive feedback on their experience with that course that she created. And Suzanne, I'd love for you to kind of talk about like your experience as you went through that course.
Oh, I loved doing it because for a long time I had been thinking about other tutors and their blogging, and they were always asking me Pinterest questions. If you remember in the group,
yes.
Suzanne, what's this about Pinterest, or what's this about blogging? So it was great to be able to take people through that whole process of really with the beginning of blogging, like finding who you're blogging for, coming up with that content, and going through the formatting, because I think that's a really tricky piece for a lot of people. And then just seeing that, because everybody was in a different place.
Yeah.
In this class, but I think everybody was able to get a step ahead,
yes.
or more steps ahead. And so that was really great. And it was great to be able to work in a small group with them.
Yeah.
And to really find out what they're doing, what they're writing about, what their vision is, because I could see where that vision is and how to help get them there. So that was really cool.
That was really cool. And you will be offering that course again, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I've already had people saying next time she offers that course, I want in. So that's awesome. Really, really awesome. And that lets us know, you guys, when you guys give us that kind of feedback, it lets us know that is something that you want. And so she'll definitely be holding that again. And now I do something special that there's like no other company that I've ever heard of that even does this. And maybe it's because I'm crazy. I don't know. I think it's because I just care about you guys a lot. Once you enter a course once, you can keep entering that course over and over and over again. So that allows you to build on the information. So if you've attended that course once and you're like, wow, I kind of felt like I got a beginner's overview of how to do that. And then you come to join us the second time and you're like, oh, I caught something there I didn't catch the first time around, and now I can apply it. You just get that deeper level of understanding each time you kind of go through it. And I offered the same thing with my reading interventionist course that I had. And I just feel that giving people the opportunity to do that allows them to hold on to the information and utilize it and build on it. And sometimes we learn new stuff too as we go from course to course, like something has changed and we're able to add that information. So you get to always stay up to date on that particular course that you had purchased. So that can definitely be helpful. Now, before that, you were a member of our Insider Secrets Club, Suzanne. What was that like for you?
It was a tremendous experience because I started, I think, not at the very beginning, but towards the beginning of the group. And when I came in, I was clueless and I was unfocused. I had no idea where to go next. And the Insider Secrets group was great because I got that focus. But I also, I was meeting people who kind of helped lift me up in all of those times where I was really discouraged. And I think that's something that people don't talk a lot about, but being able to have people lifting you and cheering you on, even when things are really, really hard, is such a crucial piece of staying on track and ultimately being successful.
Yeah. You kept coming back and coming back and coming back, like to each of the calls and applying and like taking it on in and, slowly processing, figuring it out, like how will this work for my business? And it's just been so amazing just to watch you grow from zero to like 200,000 followers on Pinterest. It's like,
well, those are views.
100,000 like views. You're right.
Monthly views.
Right. But it's like, holy cow, like that's like absolutely like incredible. And so when I asked you about about becoming a coach with the online tutor coach, what went through your head?
Well, a couple things. The first was I was thrilled, and then the second was, am I ready for this? Do people really want this help? Because I didn't know if anybody really was all that interested in blogging yet.
Yeah.
From a tutor standpoint, but yeah, just really thrilled because especially in this class, I worked with people from so many different tutoring subject areas, and I got to learn a little bit more about these fields and what they're offering other people. Mm-hmm. And so to be a part of that and to be a part of, well, here they are doing this amazing thing, and I can help give them just these few pieces and help them grow and share that with more people. Mm-hmm. It's an exciting thing to become a part of,
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm super excited that you said yes, because I absolutely think that you're incredible. I love what it is that you do. And you've helped me with my Pinterest, and you've helped me with my blog. And so when I started thinking about how I wanted to organize this business, I'm like, all right, she's got to be the girl who does Pinterest blogging and helping other people with their writing so that they can feel more confident in their writing and not think, oh, but my writing's not good enough, or, you know what, it's not about your writing not being good enough, because we have to almost forget everything we've ever been taught about writing. Not everything. I mean,
well, no, don't tell them everything.
Not everything, but it has to be more conversational with the blogging world, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
It does, to get people's attention. Otherwise, if it sounds, and lots of us, we like to go back to our college type writing, and then that becomes a boring piece of writing and nobody wants to read it. Right. And so, yeah, it's absolutely crazy. So with your own blogging and Pinterest, what are some of the results that you have personally gotten?
Well, I've grown my email list a lot. And that's really great. For me, I'm at 300 regular subscribers.
Nice.
Isn't huge in the whole internet world, but it's good for me.
Right.
Because I find that's enough that, I have 10 people responding to me when I write an email. Now, a lot of times it might be, hey, I just really love this freebie, or just keep up the good work. This was really useful. Last week, it was a person who wanted to meet, and that was just an email where I just put that in at the very end, Mm-hmm. And then people, because I'm using Pinterest and my freebie is a blog post, and that blog post has almost 4,000 shares.
Wow.
Mm. People go to that freebie time and time again and download it. Mm. And a lot of those people that download it, I get them on the first email, requesting my services. So mm-hmm. I feel oh, gee, I'm not really advertising. It's just part of the regular thing that I do, and I get consultations every week. So
yes,
that's ultimately what I wanted. It just took a long time to build it.
Yeah. And it does take a longer time to build it. When we're talking about these kinds of strategies, they take a little bit longer, but it is so worth it in the long run, which is why we have also brought on Terry, because there are strategies that work for the long run, growing your name, getting people seeing you as an expert, and building that authority so that people want to pay your prices. They stop asking you how much you charge, and they stop trying to, battle out the prices with you, right? And then we've got somebody like Terry who comes onto board, and she's if people are oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my house in 3 months. All right, let's get you some students and let's take care of this, right? We've got Terry Grigsby in the house to be able to help with that. So I think that's super awesome. So Terry, what has your experience been like inside of the Insider Secrets Club?
Well, it's been awesome. I started in the Ultimate Support Group. And then I realized when you were doing that, and I did that little Kickstart thing that got my business going, but that was not enough to keep me going. And I saw about the Insiders group, and I thought, well, I could do that. That would get me more one-on-one time with you. Not really one-on-one, but group coaching, stuff like that, where I could talk to people. And it's really because I joined that I really learned how to do everything, like in an organized way, not just, reading everybody's Ultimate Support Group posts are great because they give me ideas, but it doesn't necessarily direct you to where you need to go and how you need to run your business. So being in the Insiders, as you guys both know, I am not afraid to ask questions. So I littered you with questions, and anything I thought of, I would ask, and then you would tell me and let me know how to do it. And then I'd go try it. And if it didn't work, I'd come back and ask again. So that's how I learned how to do everything I was doing, was by being in the Insiders group. It's been wonderful. Yeah. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the Insiders group.
And so when I asked you, about being a coach, what was your initial reaction?
Well, I thought why is she picking me? That's what I honestly thought. I guess I'm a go-getter, and and when I decide to do something, I go and do something. And especially in my business, I was, like everyone knows, I was in a little bit of desperate time. So I had to do something. And so, I didn't do one thing, I did a bunch of different things. So, when I thought about it after you asked me, I thought, well, I guess I know about this stuff. And then I started thinking more, and I thought, yeah, I do have a lot of tips from all my Grigsby experimenting. And so I was excited about it, like Suzanne, but I was also fearful, is anyone going to care about that? So, but you know what? I learned in my life that when I feel excited and I feel scared, that's usually something I should do.
Oh, that is
because that's called growth, and I always want to continue to grow. So that
is a great gauge, and you guys are gonna find that within your business when something excites you and scares you at the same time. Take note of that. It's a Terry Grigsby quote. When something excites you and scares you, that means you need to move forward. When you're scared and you feel that sick feeling in your stomach and you're not excited, that's a good thing to stay away from. And I just want to share with you guys my vision, how did I even come up with this idea of being able to start helping other tutors in the first place. And I'm going to tell you, it's because when I went out into the internet world, which is a very snaky place sometimes, I got scammed by people. Okay. I got scammed by a guy who said that he would get me on page 1 of Google, and that I spent $1,000 to get on page 1 of Google, and I got 0 leads.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, well, that was a big waste of time. And now that I know about keywords and all of that stuff, he didn't have me finding keywords that people were actually searching for. He made all of my keywords location specific because they were easy for him to get me on page 1 of, but nobody was searching for them. And so I've learned all of the things from my trial and experience as well, of the things that don't work. I've also learned if someone's reaching out to you that they want to help you with something that you didn't reach out to them for, please put your guard on. I didn't put my guard on. I was very trusting. And I ended up going for this, another friend of mine actually sold me on this. He's like, I'm part of this amazing company. You got to join me. And it was a $20,000 investment. I had to take money out of my 401k, and I trusted this man, and it was this whole entire scam. It was a scheme. It was schemes. It was awful. It was terrible. But it wasn't like a total, it was like a kind of half scheme. Okay. It was legit. It was a legit business, but I had that sick, I had to do these cold calls all the time. And I had that sick feeling in my stomach, and I wasn't excited about what I was doing, but it got me clear on what I did want to do. So, I do look back on it and think I wouldn't be here today if I hadn't made that mistake. So it's kind of like a blessing in disguise thing because of that. But I ran into a lot of shady people with that business. And it was a lot of like, I always felt like I was the fresh meat. I had also like started finding people online that were marketing experts, and I would go to some of their conferences and things like that. And again, I was like, I'd get into that room, they'd find out what I did, and it was like hounding me now because, oh, I got this service for you. I got this service for you. Here, I'll help you. I'll help you. Blah, blah. They weren't going to help me. They wanted to sell me on their services, right? And I was like overwhelmed with crud. I felt like, I'm like, I want to learn. I want to be able to do all this stuff, but I want to do it in an environment where I feel safe and I don't feel hounded. And that's how this whole idea of being able to help tutors was born and created, was because I wanted to create a safe place for tutors to network together, to learn together, and to have professional development together so that we could all learn and grow in our tutoring businesses together. And we could do it the right way, the first way, instead of having to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on all these other marketing strategies that don't get you found. And in the end, it could get you into some scam situations or things like that. So that's how this whole entire business was really founded to begin with. And I'm really excited that as we begin to grow this business, that I have amazing people like Suzanne and Terry that are joining us. So tell me about, like, Terry, what are you excited about when it comes to like coaching tutors and taking this on?
Well, you know, I just honestly believe in my heart that you can get clients if you work really hard and you work really smart. At the beginning, when you don't know anything, like when I first started, I didn't know anything. I knew nothing, people. But I was willing to try different things. I was willing to try just about anything I could think of to get clients. And it excites me to know that, first of all, I was successful at it. I did get fully booked in 5 months. So I obviously did something right. But it was a constant experimentation with me. And I'm excited because I get to share what I've learned in that process with other people. And when I hear people like within our groups, we had a person, Sylvia, who went after a flyer session and she just sent out flyers to everybody. Well, that's awesome. And I'm so encouraged that she's taking action. And I'd love to see people taking that action because I know they're going to start getting clients too. So that's my goal. I want you to be successful at this at the beginning. My marketing stuff isn't the big long-term stuff that I do now, but it's the stuff at the beginning to get yourself going and get your clients so you can start getting referred and so on. And so it really excites me, like it always does, to see other people get successes. That's why I'm in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. And I remember last summer you were saying, Joanne, people don't want math tutoring in the summer. They're done. They don't want math tutoring. And then what happened this summer, Terry?
So, yeah. It's all about your mindset, isn't it? Well, I actually thought nobody would do. This was my first summer last summer. Yeah. And I thought no one's going to hire me. And then I kind of asked the question in the Ultimate Support group and people were saying, yeah, nobody hires people for math in the summer. And then this year I'm like, well, why shouldn't they hire me if they hire you for reading and writing and stuff? And so in the spring, I thought, okay, I've got to change my mindset on how I'm going to get people. And I decided then and there that I'm going to have a positive attitude. I'm going to visualize being able to get those people in the summer. And then I set out a bunch of goals of how I was going to get those people. And every goal that I tried to do, I thought to myself, it's going to work. And lo and behold, all that came through and I'm fully booked this summer, which is like crazy. But you know what? I worked hard for it. I had a vision for it and it happened. So it can happen to you too. I am not special. Anybody can do that. If you set your goals and you set your visions and it's something that you work really hard to try to get. So, yeah.
Yes. Awesome. You guys, there's so much like positive feedback going on right now inside of the group, inside of our thing. It's awesome. It says in here, Lisa, she's like, woohoo, this is awesome. This is big news for the group. Maria's like, these are great people. Yeah, they are. They are phenomenal. We've got is having that single resource to find the right help. Like Alan said, I think it's great to have that single point of contact, you know, when you need a specific piece of help with something. I agree. that's great. It's a sign of momentum we've got going here. Congratulations, everyone. Anna said, woohoo, can't wait to hear more. And Anne, she said, thank you, Suzanne. My followers are growing because she was part of your blogging course that you just had.
Congratulations, Anne.
And Terry, Anne said that you look amazing.
Oh, thank you, Anne. Not like a gorilla at all, do I? That's my new moniker, Terry the Gorilla.
No, it's Terry. No. It's Terry the Great, who's great at guerrilla marketing.
Yeah, but I know what it's called. Here I thought I invented it myself.
And Alexa, I know we did have that conversation one day where you had said something like, I don't even remember like what word you had used.
It was split testing thing, and I called it.
Yes, it was split testing, and I said, you said I'm experimenting. I do the Terry experiment, and I said, it's called A/B split testing, right? And she's like, oh, that's a thing. Like,
I told you I didn't know anything when I joined.
I loved it. She was already doing it and she didn't even know it. Sometimes you just need the words, like after you know it. It's like, that's how I teach. I don't ever tell the kids, like I don't name it before they discover it. I allow them to discover it and then I name it. So then they know what to call it.
I still call it Terry experimenting. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Because you know what? This is our community. So we can do whatever we want in here. So, which is awesome. Yes. And put, hey, Terry, Suzanne, you guys are going to be a great part of Joanne's team. So I love this. Lots of great positive support happening inside of here. We're so glad that you guys are here to really share this with us and be a part of this with us and really grow. And who knows who will be taking onto the team next. You never know.
Okay, Miss Joanne, it's your turn.
Yeah.
To share.
All right.
We want to know what excites you most about coaching, being a coaching tutor.
Oh my gosh, to be able to see people get clients and see their dreams become a reality. It is so cool because I remember that feeling when I got started. It was like, I could picture it. I could actually picture myself sitting right here in front of my computer and like working with students online, but I didn't really know how to make that a reality. And to know that I can help people turn that dream into a reality and really get students is absolutely incredible. I love it.
So that's cool. So you've been doing this for 7 years, right?
Yep.
So, well, share some of your successes with us. Come on. Spill the tea. Come on.
Well, you guys, Alexa and Wally is in the house. And I have to tell you, it's just one of my favorite stories for somebody. She started working with some other coaches. And you guys, I'm not making any of this up. Alexa, if she's still in the house, can attest to this. She was working with some other coaches and they weren't in the tutoring industry. So they were giving her advice. And I was in a similar situation too. I was having other coaches from other things give me advice that didn't work in our industry. And so Alexa found me and I started teaching her the things that were working for me. And lo and behold, she was able to take her in-person tutoring and turn it mostly all online. And now she keeps getting requests all over the place for her tutoring. In fact, she's gotten to the point where she has to start turning people down.
Yay, that's exciting.
She now has a nanny for her business so that she can have somebody watch her kids while she works, and she has a house cleaner. Boom. Like that's like the epitome of success, right? Like, I don't know, like being able to hire like a house cleaner for me, like I felt like I had made it when that day happened. And you don't even have to feel like you made it to make that happen, right? That's something that you can build into your business right away because you can get a house cleaner at a pretty good rate these days. So. And
I remember when Alexa was first coming to the Insider group coaching calls and she was just starting, she's like, how am I going to make this work? And now look at her.
I know.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, both of you guys are like my favorite success stories too. I think I just been grown so close to you because of the successes that you've had. To watch you guys go from zero to where you're at now has been just super exciting to, I love working with those people that are like inquisitive, right? Like they're like, they are asking questions. They do want to know how to do things. And they're asking me like, how can I do this? How can I make this happen? And they're willing to take action. And both of you guys have done that inside of your businesses. And Suzanne, I've gotten to coach you now for, oh my gosh, like over a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's been like that. Like we've been working one-on-one together. So to be able to watch you I remember that. I think this was probably one of the most exciting days for me when you said to me, Joanne, I don't know when I became an expert, but now people all of a sudden are starting to see me as an expert. And I'm like, yes, that's what we do, right? Because now people aren't questioning how much you charge. They're coming to you because you're the expert. They know that you know your stuff and that you can help them in the area that you want to help them. So, yeah. And when Terry, when you got those 10 students in 1 week, I was just like blown away. I was like, from like the depressed state that you were in because of your circumstances, and then like to go in 1 week, I was like, I think I was crying tears of happiness like with you, like I was like jumping up and down, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I really get into your successes, you guys, and really like enjoy watching you get success with your business. And you know what piece I didn't share with people before is because of that, I'm not advertising my reading tutoring services anymore.
Awesome.
This is big. This is big, guys. Like I'm going full time in this. Now, please do not email me and tell me that you'd like me to give you my students. Okay. I've had people doing this. Do not email.
Oh my gosh.
Do not email me. I'm not getting rid of, like I think I have about 10 students right now that I've been working with, but I haven't been doing anything usually I'm at 20, right? And I haven't been doing anything to get more students, but I'm too close to my kiddos. I'm not giving them away. But I'm also not doing anything out there. Like I'm not sending messages on Facebook anymore. I'm not posting blog posts about my tutoring. I'm putting zero marketing effort into my tutoring. It is only a word of mouth at this point, and only because I love the reading tutoring that I may take on a student here or there. But I want all of you guys to know that my main focus for my business right now is helping and serving you guys. That is my main thing. The main go-to thing. I'm also going to get my reading interventionist program accredited. I start that process in October.
Wow. That's exciting.
Big.
Yeah. That's another great thing. Lots of people have always asked, like, well, is this for credits, or, what kind of certification is this? And I really want to take that program to the next level. So we're going to be starting that process in October. I have some people that are coming with me as well from our community. I got Ashley DiMercurio, who's going to be coming with me to New Orleans. We've got Victoria Burton. Come on, Alexa. I know you want to come. Alexa's working on it with her husband if she can come. I know Ann Mitchell wants to come and join us. Only certain people have a special link to that. So don't ask me about that if you're
then you shouldn't have talked about it.
Yeah. Don't bring it up if they can't come.
Yeah, it's not fair or right. New Orleans, come on.
We only have 5 slots open left. So and we've got a couple of people that are ready to come and join us.
Well, I can't go because I'm a math person. I wouldn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Speaking of what I don't know what you're talking about, I have another question for you.
Yes.
So you started this YouTube live saying you were a funnel hacker. Hello. Yeah. I don't know what that is. Is that like split A/B testing thing? Tell me, talk to us.
I see this stuff excites me. Okay. So, what I love to do is be able to help people figure out who their ideal client is and find all the places on the internet where they can drive traffic to their website. So I help people be able to create that website that's going to help them get found. But your website is pretty much in a sea of other websites, right? Like nothing's going to happen there. And so I want you guys thinking about it like a funnel. Okay. We have to start driving traffic to our website so that people can come, and we need to have a message that's clear and succinct. So that's what I help people do. I help them get the basic foundations in place so that they can get found. And we point people from all the different areas that we can possibly think of to that website so it can drip down into starting to get clients, which will then start helping people to get referred over and over and over again.
Cool. Now, can you have more than one funnel?
You can, but anybody who's a newbie, it is not suggested. Master one before you move on to another.
Got it. Okay.
Because if you're not good at something and then you're like, well, I'm going to set up a funnel line over here, that's called distraction. It is, right? And so it also can be called, I'm going to make up a term right now.
Yay. I love sniglets.
Be careful.
I know. I
don't recommend.
Funnel procrastination. We're just going to call it that. Funnel procrastination. Okay.
Because that really scared me when you started with F. I was like,
I know.
Jan was too.
You guys
went there with me.
Nervous for me. So yes, funnel procrastination. So if I create this funnel over here, but then I don't actually do anything to do this, but then I'm like, oh, well, let me come on over here. Now there's a difference between getting clear and funnel procrastination, because sometimes we don't know who our ideal client is. And so we start making tweaks and changes like, okay, well, I'm going to change my website right now because I've realized that I don't want to work with this person. I don't want to work with this ideal person. I want to work with this group of people instead, And then there's people who have been they've been doing it now. Let's say they've been doing it for like 6 months to a year. They feel real good with one of their funnels. You can add another funnel in there. And I can how to do that as well. So
you help. So then you help. So if somebody already had a funnel, you would help go through and kind of correct any, like if it's misdirecting to the wrong place. Yep. Is that what you do?
Exactly. So so you bring up a good point. So I can help that newbie who is just getting started and doesn't have a clue where to go to get found online and get students. Or I can take a look at people who have been up and running, and we can make sure that you have a clear path directing people directly to you, taking the action that you want them to take, which is to fill out that contact form so that they can hire you. And so a lot of times you'll find online, people will start saying, here's all my social media places that you can reach out to me. That's not a clear funnel, right? Because you might have different messages on those different media platforms. And we need to make sure that they are plugging in together and directing people to the same place.
Got it. Well, because I remember when I first found you, your funnel was in place, because I found you on YouTube, and then you directed me to your website. Through that YouTube, and then your website directed me to the Ultimate Support Group. Yep. So that's what you mean by a funnel, right?
Exactly. Okay. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. I know. It's so much fun, isn't it, you guys? Like, isn't it exciting to think about like all the unique and different ways now we can serve this group of amazing tutors that are out there? I absolutely love it. Yes, and we do have some. What does that mean to have more than one funnel? What's an example? Okay, so we talk about having an ideal client, right? An ideal client. What if I have 2 ideal clients? Well, that's 2 funnels, guys. That's 2 funnels. So if I say I want to teach math, and then we're going to go and say I want to teach ESL. So I'm just going to go on a totally different, spectrum here. Well, the language I would use for somebody struggling with math is very different than the language I would use with somebody that is learning English as a second language. Those are 2 completely different funnels. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't advertise both. You can, but start with one to begin with. Start getting a following, start getting a crowd, and then you can add the next one once you have it rolling and it's working and you're getting students. So it's kind of like, that little wheel. You want to make sure that it's rolling. So this one, and you know what it reminds me of? The plate spinners, right? You ever see the plate spinners? They take a plate, they spin it on like a thing, and they're holding that right here, and it keeps spinning. And then they add another plate on over here, and somebody comes around and they spin it, and both of them are spinning at the same time, right? So both of them are clearly working and they're clearly going. But then sometimes you need somebody to come back over here and spin it again, right? To make sure that it's still going and still working. And then you have another one over here, and you got to make sure that's still spinning and still working. It's kind of like that.
That makes me nervous.
But you got to get a good spin on this one, right? A slow spin, just having a website up is not a good spin, right? We got to get it really working, actually dripping out clients before we focus on getting a whole.
And plus, if you do that first funnel, you'll learn all the techniques to get a funnel working. So the next funnel, I would assume, would be much easier.
Absolutely.
Because you would know the actions to take.
Absolutely. Yeah. So lots of people say to me, they'll say, well, does that mean I want to teach both math and ESL? And I refuse to
I love you.
way. And I say, well, a lot of times, well, it probably wouldn't happen so much with math and ESL, right? Like people wouldn't be like, oh, do you teach English as well? But there are certain things like that people will just ask you, oh, well, do you do like the math for the SAT? Because I'm studying for the SAT and I need help with the math portion of that. You could say yes to that, right? And it's a natural fit. Somebody else might ask you, well, do you do some science stuff as well? Because math and science, they go together hand in hand. You could say yes to that. You get choices. But some people are like, no, I want to just direct both people to that. So we got to create two different funnels. So we have an amazing woman in our community right now that's in the midst of creating two different funnels. She's got two pieces in place. One is as a Spanish tutor and one is as an English tutor. So Elizabeth is putting all of the pieces for her Spanish tutoring and really pushing that on out right now. She's getting amazing little kiddos that want to learn Spanish and their parents want to help their kids learn Spanish, and it's so much fun. And she's decided, I'm going to put a hold on this one until I get real good at this one.
Yeah.
Because they're like opposite audiences, right? So yeah, it's
I mean, Suzanne, did you kind of do that too? Because you were originally academic writing. And then didn't you start picking up some high school kids, or am I thinking of that wrong?
No, I have, but I didn't advertise for high school kids. It just
Go girl.
Right. It was just that I was getting out there so much, and you know, there's just a lot of overlap with essays and writing research papers that high school students experience too.
Right.
And so recently, one of them was an AP English student. And so those are a lot of the same things that I would be doing with a college age student.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I have had people that seem just a little outside of my range coming in. I have one who likes to write haiku and poetry, which is very different. But yeah. And I certainly wouldn't, even though I write a lot of poetry, I certainly wouldn't advertise as a poetry tutor out there. I would recommend somebody else before me.
I hate to brag, but I have officially had a haiku published. Hello.
Where did you publish?
I know you think a math person can't do haiku. Yes, this one can. Yeah, okay, I was in 5th grade, but it did get published in a book.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Isn't that hilarious?
That is great.
That is awesome. Yes, they I think they still have that poetry book that goes on out that parents can buy.
There you go.
Oh yeah, they do.
Well, that's awesome. So did you keep the poetry people, or did you send them off?
Well, he wants to get into a creative writing program, so I've kept him.
There you go. Good for
you get the opportunity to
do
say
both
yes,
things.
say yes to, right?
And with the AP students, it's part literature and it's part writing. So it's like the academic writing is a key piece of that, but then so is reading and analyzing literature.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't ever advertise my literature.
You're just multi-talented, that's all.
I try to be.
You are.
Well, and tutoring is a little bit different than the teaching too, because it's more about like taking that next step, right? So you can kind of like push them to think about, okay, here's like the next thing that you need to think about when it comes to your writing, and how can you develop that skill in them. And it's very exciting to just see the growth and stuff within your own students. But the cool thing is, you guys, you're going to have the opportunity to say yes and no to the people that you want to say yes or no to, right? Like you're going to have, but you're going to at least be speaking to somebody, and they're going to see themselves in your situation or in the tutoring or in the language that you're using, that they decide to reach out to you. Whereas the other way, if you try to sell them on a resume, like you're like, your website says, hi, my name is Joanne Kaminsky. I taught in the school system for 9 years, and I taught 3rd grade and 4th grade for 3 years. Then I became the reading specialist.
Excuse me, I can't hear you. I just went back to YouTube.
Yeah, kind of boring, isn't it?
It's boring.
Yeah, it's boring. It's very boring. And so when we have language, and that's what we teach you, right? We teach you how to be able to tap into the language so that you can speak to them. So what is it that they are already thinking? That's what's going to connect with them. So it's awesome, awesome stuff. Now, I know some of you are like, all right, well, I want to apply for coaching. I want to be able to get some one-on-one help, whether it's from Joanne or Suzanne or Terry. I would like to get direction in my business one-on-one. Well, I've got some good news for you guys because we are taking applications right now for our coaching services. And so if you are looking for one-on-one help specifically, then you will be able to, I'm going to put the link in here for you. Hopefully it will work the way I want it to. I'm going to click it, paste, and send. Hopefully you guys can see it. That link right there will get you to a form that you'll be able to fill out, and we'll be able to connect you with the right coach at the right time. So I want you guys thinking about, it's like not just I'll just work with Joanne, or I'll just work with Suzanne, or I just work with Terry. Although you can request to work with just one of us, that's fine. It's more about us being able to find the right fit for you at the right time. Who's going to help you grow the most in your business that you need to right now? And that's what we're going to do for you. So feel free, you can fill out that form, apply, and I'll be taking a look at those applications over the next week. And then I'll start making some calls and seeing like, where is it a good fit for people to be able to work. So I'm super excited to be able to offer this for you guys and be able to serve you even more and better with your businesses and getting them up going. What do you guys think? Suzanne, Terry, excited?
Totally.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Let's get you going. Let's get you fully booked.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you for joining us for this amazing announcement. And stay tuned. Next week, we have another great YouTube live coming on up. I'm not even going to tell you what it is yet, but it's going to be fantastic. Another video on Monday. So definitely come join us for that. And you guys enjoy the rest of this amazing summer day. Bye, everyone.
Cheers.